Mental Health of Student Athletes by Dylan Dunst. When most people imagine student athletes, they picture strong, disciplined, and unbreakable. They imagine the highlights, the touchdowns, the buzzer beaters, the championships, the pride of wearing a uniform. But they rarely see what happens after the games are over. The late nights of studying, trying to finish homework, the constant fear of losing a spot, the pressure to impress coaches, travel exhaustions, emotional weight of an entire school expecting you to perform perfectly every time. We celebrate student athletes a lot for their physical toughness, but we rarely talk about their mental battles. And those battles are becoming more common and more severe, and most of them are hidden. The issue matters to all of us, whether we know a student athlete, we have competed ourselves, plan to work in sports, or simply care about the well-being of young men and women. When student athletes struggle mentally, it affects classroom, the team, the campus, their long-term health. As someone who has lived within the high-performance athletics, I understand how heavy expectations can feel. After reviewing some researches highlighted by the NCAA mental health, it clearly that it's not just a personal challenge, but a structural problem that needs a structural solution. Today, I will first explain the problem, break down the causes, and finally argue for solutions that are realistic and can protect student athletes' mental health. The first major point is student athletes are experiencing a widespread and serious mental health crisis. Anxiety, depression, emotional exhaustion, sleep deprivation, burnout are increasingly common among athletes in high school and college levels. Many athletes describe feeling overwhelmed, drained, or like they have no safe place to talk about their mental health. According to the NCAA, student athletes often have difficulty identifying their own symptoms, or often when is it appropriate to speak to others. The culture around them, the coaches, administration, even teammates, may unintentionally reinforce the message that mental toughness means mental silence. The effects of silence are real. When mental health goes untreated, athletes struggle academically, lose motivation, experience more injuries, often become socially withdrawn, and may fall into a crisis spiral. Some student athletes report feeling trapped in a cycle, and when they believe their only opinion is to push harder, they only break down even harder. A study of a Division I athletes by Dr. Young reported that athletes frequently overwhelmed and undersupported. Many said mental health resources were unclear, inconsistent, or disconnected from athletic environments. That means when help did exist, athletes did not know that they even existed. The problem matters because student athletes represent some of the most high-performing, disciplined young people on campus. They carry a tremendous burden, physically, academically, emotionally, and ignoring their mental health jeopardizes not only their future, but our society's future. Now that the in-depth problem is clear, let's dive into it. The second major point is that the crisis caused by two main focuses: extreme expectations and inadequate support systems. Student athletes must balance nearly impossible workouts, early morning lifts, full academic schedules, practice, travel, games, meetings, study hall, and even more. This often amounts to 40 to 50 hours per week dedicated to athletic on top of schoolwork. According to Dr. Hong, athletes experience unique risk factors as well for depression because their identity is tightly attached to performance. One bad game, one injury, or a season below expectations can make athletes feel failed not only themselves, but failure to their coaches, teammates, and can lose scholarships, and now they can even lose money. The pressure creates perfection, emotional fatigue. Athletes constantly feel watched, not only by their coaches and teammates, but fans, scouts, and social media. Cause 2. Limited access to mental health support and stigma. The second major cause is that many athletic programs lack accessibilities to mental health services. Dr. Young, in a 2023 study, revealed that many athletes don't know where to go for help or feel uncomfortable seeking it because mental health is separated from athletics. When counseling offices are located so far from training facilities, or even athletes don't want that help. The NCAA confirms this problem by stating that many programs lack consistent mental health procedures, clear referral procedures, or dedicated clinics to providing this service to athletes. In a culture where toughness is consistently emphasized, athletes believe that mental health is a private battle that they should fight alone, and the silence grows and grows. The solutions. Mental health integrating into athletics. The first major point in the schools can make a meaningful improvement in student athletes' mental health by giving them comprehensive research-backed solutions. The most effective solution is adopting NCAA recommended mental health framework, a set of standards that treat mental health with the same seriousness as their physical training. This approach includes regular mental health screenings, clear referral systems, staff trained in specifics in mental health, sports psychologists embedded in the athletic program, mandatory coach educations about mental health warning signs, and widespread conversations about mental health. The structure addresses the two causes. It reduces pressure by normalizing help, and it normalizes access to that help. What we can do more. Everyone can advocate for more funding on campus for mental health staff, mandatory training for coaches and trainers, policy that is more clear, and a culture that encourages athletes to speak up. Student athletes that are facing serious and rapidly growing mental health problem. This problem is driven by overwhelming pressure of lack of accessibility and a lack of mental health support. Clear causes are supported and understood by NCAA and leading sports scientists, but we also can have clear solutions using the NCAA framework, expanding mental health facilities, training coaches, and building a culture where we see mental health is not weakness. Student athletes give their hearts, bodies, and time to their sport. The least we can do is protect their minds through this commitment. Because at the end of the day, behind every jersey is a human being, and their mental health matters just as much as their performance on the field. Thank you.
Hopefully